Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory. My name is Quad, and in the last episode, I added an extra row of rods to be made, so we're producing twice the amount of rods right now. I also upped my concrete production and added 3 constructors to the system, as well as redoing my wire factory and sticking it toward the back. But in today's episode, however, we are going to indeed start manufacturing reinforced iron plates. And I'm going to also be automating wires because we do use a lot of wires with the power and all of that. But before we do any of that stuff, I am going to need to redo my power production over here, as I have a feeling once we get these other factories set up, it's just going to be too much strain on the system. So let's go ahead and head over that way and kind of get that going together. Before I do that though, actually, yeah, before we get that going, I'm going to make sure these are filled up a lot. I was noticing in my editing that I don't know what I was thinking, but I was only putting like 2 or 3 in at a time. Actually, there's no plates in this one at all. So yeah, we're going to load all of this up really quick, just so we could keep on producing some reinforced iron plates over here until we get the proper one set up. So I think I'm going to say screw this thing for now and just hook this all up to the main grid. Yeah, because it's only these 2 machines, right? So let's get this all hooked up, and then we should be good to go after that. And that shouldn't blow a fuse. Let's check our power production, by the way, just to see how we're doing. Oh, crap. Yeah, see what I mean? The max is at 186 and I'm only producing 180, so hopefully we don't overload the system, which actually I might as soon as I put some plates in there. Let's see how we're doing real quick here. We might be all right. Let me go get some plates, let me get some rods, get those filled up, and then we're gonna start on power. Okay, here's a whole bunch of plates. I'm gonna take 2 stacks for myself, and then here are a whole lot of rods. I'm also gonna just take 2 stacks. And that should be fine for now. All right, let's get over here. And then with the reinforced iron plates, that means I'm going to have to do my iron plates, my regular plates as well today, because we are still running off of just a 60 per minute Mach 1 belts, and we're going to have to get that upped a little bit further. So, all right, we're going to have to shut this whole system down, get this reorganized, and it'll be fine. Yeah, everything's just gonna have to shut down for a minute. Let me get some lookout towers into place here. And I'm gonna redo this whole thing. I don't know, I was trying to be cool by doing this like little cloverleaf thing, which I guess is okay, but there's a better way to do this, honestly. In fact, I'm gonna move over here to do it. I'm gonna keep this set up here like the way it is, because I think this works just fine. Actually, I might add a 3rd one into place for mycelium, because I'm collecting quite a bit of that. But anyway, to get started, we're just gonna delete everything. Basically from the solid fuel production on up. So there we go. Everything's gonna shut down. It's gonna be fine. In fact, it's gonna be so fine, we're actually gonna be putting everything up top above this. So it's gonna be a 2-story kind of building here. And from my understanding, that solid biofuel constructor should be able to handle about 15 bio burners. So we're going to set up 15 bio burners up here, and I think what I'm going to do is 3 rows of 5. So the next row, I think I'm going to actually lay it this way, because I think I'm going to do load balancing rather than a manifold system. Manifolds are fine, but with power, I would rather not risk a manifold setup. Okay, there's those 5. I'm gonna have to build another row here. Actually, 2 more rows if I'm honest. So we're just gonna run this one out like that. We're gonna have to chop that tree. It'll be fine. And let me set up my 2nd row or 3rd row right over here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Okay, all I have to do is set up this other one down here. So let's get over here, put the freaking last one on this row. Just like that. There we go. Okay, very good. Yeah, I think this is going to work, right? I just got to figure out which end I'm going to bring them up from, over here or over here. I think I'm going to bring them up out of the ground. I guess I'll have to look down here. Hold on a second. Now that I'm down here, I think what I want to do is route the solid fuel around and put it right up through this hole here. Okay, now that I'm up here, I'm going to get another Mach 1 lift, put it right there. And we just have to basically split these out, right? So I'm just going to center this one here. It's a splitter. We're going to grab a regular Mach 1 belt, hook it into the back. Oh no, hold on, I got it backwards, don't I? Hold on, I made this lift the wrong direction, by the way. Let's hit R so it comes out. There we go. And now we're gonna go ahead and stick this in. We're gonna run this one down like so. There we go. And then this last one can just feed right in like that. And we're gonna do the same thing on these other 2 rows. Right on in, and then this last one. But I am gonna build another lookout tower. Let's get over there. And boom, I'm over here. Okay, and then, crap, I should have chopped down that tree. It'll be fine though. Let's just go ahead and split this one down this way. There we go, and then, boom, okay. Let me chop this tree out real quick. Boom, there we go, and now we're just gonna stick splitters in, right? We're just gonna line them up with each one of these. Oops, that was not the right one, bro. What are you doing? Okay, let's try this again. There we go, and that's that one. Okay, we don't need to do the last one, by the way. And then let's do the same on the rest of all these. Let's get over to that other tower. All right, and then let's do the same thing on all of these ones. Just hold down control so they snap. And there we go. Okay, that should be an even distribution. This is going to come up at 60. It's going to split off into 20, 20, and 20. It is going to take a little bit of time to kind of get these ones filled up because it is a manifold, right? So if we look at our inventory real quick though, I do have quite a bit here. I'm just going to go ahead and split these biofuels into 50s, I think. It leaves me with like 13 of them here. So let's go ahead and just start filling up the back ones first. Yeah, and then whatever's left, we'll just make sure the front ones get a little bit before we get this thing started back up. But I'm just going to throw 50 in there. Same with all of these. I still got to get the belts hooked up, so we'll do that next. But let's get the rest of these. I'm going to split that 71. There we go. We'll put 35 into this one. And then let me do the same with the rest of all these ones here. Okay, all I got left are these last 2 machines. I'm going to split that last 25 into this one. And then this one here. Okay, that leaves every single one of these to have fuel in them. Now all I got to do is hook up the conveyor belts. Which is pretty easy, right? Okay, and boom, that is the last one. All right. Well, I think this is a pretty good power station. Of course, now I need to hook up all of the damn poles. So let me get all power hooked up real quick. There's a couple ways of doing this. I do have these wall plugs now, so I'm going to use these. But I don't know if I want to turn this entire thing into like an enclosed battery pack. I mean, I guess that would look kind of cool, honestly, if I just walled the entire thing off. But what I was kind of thinking is just putting some corner pieces in and then putting wall mounts in the corners, which actually means I need to extend this out a bit more. I didn't realize that these actually overlap, so let me get all these foundations done. Okay, now that I got these corners in, what I was kind of thinking is putting like one here and then one here and then connecting everything up, and it should be enough to kind of get all these machines connected. So let me go ahead and just cover up these corners real quick and get everything hooked up, and then we'll see what it looks like. And I'm just going to kind of like run them all the way around like in a circle, and hopefully this will be enough to power the entire thing. Okay, got them all hooked up. All of them are being used, all 4 on each one, except for this one here. And the reason why is I want to get rid of that one, and I need to put in that double one. This one here that goes on both sides. So let me stick that into place, and then get the rest of this hooked back up. And boom, that is the last bio burner. Everything else is indeed hooked up. Awesome, awesome. Okay, and then all I have to do is hook that outside plug up to the main grid, and then this should power literally everything, right? And to give you guys a little bit of a better view, this is what it looks like from the top down. Yeah, I think these corner pieces will look fine. Maybe I should just enclose the entire thing, make it just like a big orange box, you know what I mean? I'm not entirely sure, but let me get rid of these ramps real quick. There we go. I'm going to get rid of my towers and all of that, right? There we go. Check it out. Now we just got to hook up this bottom floor, so let's do that. Okay, so now all we got to do is hook up our lift right here, and then get the main line re-hooked up from this point, right? Boom, just like that. There we go. Okay, and then all I need to do is start feeding this thing. So let's go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to throw some walls on. You know what, I think I am just going to make this one big ugly box. And if I am going to do that, I could bring this whole system inside. So let me go ahead and just delete all of this and then rebuild it inside of here. And boom, there we go. Got it all moved back. Let's take a look at it from up here real quick. And yeah, I kind of redid it a little bit more, gave it a little bit more space. But if we do look, we got this one here as a Mach 2 belt, as it does take in 120 leaves at a time. It only pumps out 60 biomass, so that's a Mach 1. This one here is, well, it pumps in 60 woods per minute, so that's a Mach 1, but it pumps out 300 biomass, so I put that at a Mach 2. This is also a Mach 2 belt to go in, as it does take 120 biomass per minute, but it only pumps out 60 per minute on this side, which runs around and goes up there and then goes back upstairs. So excellent, excellent. Yeah, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I think I changed my mind. Instead of keeping it open like this, I'm just going to close the whole damn thing off, and I think it'll look just like a big old battery or something. Oh, but I can't do this quite yet. So what I want to do is go unlock the walls with those holes. So let's head over to the real quick and see how many tickets we got in the awesome sink. I don't have any power in there. Shit, never mind. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cover this all up really fast, all but those shipping containers, because I'm gonna be using that to fill in my leaves and my wood, right? There we go. There's the front side. Yeah, look how glorious this thing's gonna look. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the color really quick. They are batteries. So what color usually signifies a battery, by the way? Well, there's no green here, unfortunately. Can I edit this goddamn thing? Let's see. Oh, I can. Okay, good. Yeah, we're just gonna do like a bright frickin' neon green. Oh, you can change what you want it to be: default, shiny, or matte. Dude, let's see what matte looks like. Yeah, let's pick this one. Dude, yes, look at that frickin' bright thing. All right, well, anyway, let me go ahead and continue doing that. Should I do the bottom as well? No, it's gonna be fine. Yeah, let me get the rest of this kind of covered up, and then yeah, I'll be back. Okay, and there we go. Look how glorious this freaking big old battery looks. Okay, now let's go and just hook it up with power, and everything should run. We'll see about it. Boom. Did everything come back on? It did. Look. Okay, let's take a look at our power production now and see what we're actually producing here. If we take a look, we are now producing 450 megawatts while only consuming 140. So this thing's going to actually run us for quite some time. But before I leave this monstrosity, I'm going to go do some lumberjacking real quick so we can load these up. Oh, actually, before I do that, I want to unlock those little wall pieces with the holes in them. So let's go do that real quick. Yeah, here we go. Here's the awesome sink. Dude, yeah, I got six tickets. Let's get that printed. Move them over, and then let's purchase those walls. Yep, these ones here. Add to cart. Let's go ahead and check out. There we go. Yep, here they are. All right, fantastic. And then we just got to stick them, I guess, like right here, right? Like this. And then I need to paint them, obviously. There we go. You know, I kind of want to make this look like a battery. I thought about doing it like a copper top. Well, instead of just like a Duracell copper top, I'm just going to put those two lines on it. And maybe that'll signify that it's like a battery, right? Yeah, it should be fine. Whatever. It's just basic. Anyway, let me go do some lumberjacking so we could fill these things up. I think I'm just going to chop down these trees over here for now. And I don't have any solid fuel on me, so that is a bit unfortunate. And then I also just realized I don't even have an entrance to this place. Bro, what are you thinking? Hold on a second. I'm going to have to get rid of one of these walls real quick. Yep, I don't even have a way to get upstairs either. Dude, what are you doing? Alright, hold on. Let me figure out how to get up there. Yeah, something just like that. There we go, let me get rid of this one. And yeah, this is gonna work just fine, I think. I just gotta fill in that block there, and... there we go. Okay, at least now I can get up here to check everything. And then I'm just gonna have to get a door. I don't think I've unlocked doors yet, so that's gonna be fine. Either way, let me go do some lumberjacking, and we'll get these things filled up. Alright, now that I have some basic stairs in that place, I'm just going to kind of clear out this whole section really fast. And boom, okay, there we go, I got it all. I got quite the collection. Here, see if we can jump over that. Okay, and I do want to mention, I'm a little bit sad they have never added the ability, you know how you could do this little slide thing? I'm a little bit sad they didn't change it to where you could do it uphill. Anyway, let's go and load all of this up really quick here. So the left one is leaves. If I had a sign there, I would put it. And if we sort it out, yeah, check it out. 5, 1,000, almost 2,000 leaves. Just go ahead and load it all up. There we go. Now let's do the same thing with the wood. There we go. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, over 1,000 wood. And I have quite the amount of mycelium here as well, but we'll wait for that. Let's run inside and see how this all looks. Make sure it's running properly. All right, there goes the leaves, and it's not running properly. You know why? I forgot to hook these machines up, bro. Hold on a second. And there we go. Okay, now everything should work. Let's find out. Okay, here comes the wood and leaves. Out comes biomass from wood. Out comes biomass from leaves. Into the machine. Out comes solid fuel. Here comes the solid fuel. Solid fuel goes in. Solid fuel comes out. Solid fuel gets split. And now solid fuel is running to all of the machines. All right. Yeah, I would say it is working just fine. Excellent. And then just to double check the production, yeah, it's looking really good. Look, 450 megawatts going in, and only 152 is at the max. So awesome. This should actually last me quite some time. I'm gonna get this filled back in, by the way. Okay, yeah, this is gonna work. This is gonna keep us some power for quite some time. All right. That took far too long. I don't think it was very long for you guys. But that took me over an hour, so any frickin' way. Now we need to start getting serious here and start producing some better stuff. So I'm going to start with my iron plate factory over here, because we do have 120 coming in, but I'm only utilizing 60. And well, frankly, this whole setup is sort of a hodgepodgery. So I'm going to go ahead and just start by deleting everything, right? Okay, there we go. Now that they're all deleted, I think instead of putting the iron plate factory like here, I'm going to expand it out this way a little bit more, because there's going to be a lot more room over here. So I'm going to have to obviously delete some of my concrete things. And what's going on, by the way? I feel like my concrete production is jacked up. We'll have to take a look at that later. But let me get a lot of this deleted and just redo it. In fact, let me go ahead and clean all this crap out as well and chop down all those trees. Okay, now that I got that kind of cleared out, I'm going to go ahead and start laying down some foundations. Yeah, I think I'm just going to run it like this, and then out this way. Yeah, I think that will be fine enough. I wonder if I should go a little bit higher. No, it doesn't seem like it's really clipping. And then, of course, I'm going to have to run this either back and around, which might not be a bad idea, or I'll run that belt up and around. But either way, I want to have, like, I don't want everything to be entirely compact. Well, at least not until I get blueprints. By the way, on my testing grounds save, I started dabbling with blueprints, and I could already tell I'm gonna get super addicted to that. I actually made a blueprint over there that takes in 60 just regular iron and turns the entire thing into 240 screws. But I don't have blueprints unlocked yet, so I can't quite use it. Anyway, let me get this all set up real quick. Just like that. I'm going to set up my splitters right away. One here, and then the other one right here. So we're going to have 60 going into this, 60 going into that, which means I'm going to have to set up another splitter outside of this thing. You know, I kind of want to see if I can set the mine down on top of foundations. There we go. I put a 1 meter foundation down. Now let's cover this up and see if we can put our drill down now. Yeah, we can. Excellent. Okay, this is going to make things look a little bit better. Yeah, at least I feel like that's the case. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like I can get it perfectly straight. Okay, we'll just set that down like that. Yeah, I don't like the way... Why the hell's that freaking drill? Why's that mine got to be all cockeyed, bro? I want it to be perfectly straight. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to face it this way. I'm going to fill this in like that. I'm going to slap in one more splitter right here. Now I'm going to grab some Mach 2 belts, stick it up top right here, and then feed it in. And then, of course, we'll split these out like so. So it'll come out at 120. Oops, I didn't need Mach 2 belts there, by the way, so I'm going to get rid of them. And just put Mach 1 belts in, because it's going to come out at 120, split into 60, and then these are going to split into 30, Boom, just like that. All right, all right. Let me get to that side now and we'll start setting up all of the constructors. Okay, now that I'm on this side, let's go and get the constructor set up. I'm going to butt it all the way up till it's red. Pull it out 2 notches. I like to leave a little bit of a gap, but let's go ahead and get the rest of those put in. And then we need to merge them, right? So this is going to be 20 plates, 20 plates, 20 plates, and 20, which makes 80. It's going to be a little bit too much. So we're just going to combine these 3 and boom. So this is going to be an excess of 20 over here. And what I'm going to do is just run it right back into that thing. But before I do that, I'm going to grab a wall that has this conveyor belt, set that down like that. And then this one on the left is going to be my concrete. I'm just going to feed that right back into the concrete bin right there. And then I'm going to grab this excess 20 plates and slap it back into that storage container. And now I can actually get this one reconnected. So let's just go ahead and get the concrete reconnected back up and then bend it in just like that. And there we go. So now we'll have our concrete running back into that one and then 20 excess plates going back into this one. And this is going to be spitting out 60 iron plates, which is going to go into 2 assemblers for our reinforced iron plates. Okay, so next up, we need to actually set up a second floor. So we're going to get some standard walls here, and I believe you have to have it at least 3 high. And then instead of these 2-meter floors that I have been using, I don't think I need to do that anymore. So we're going to put 1-meter floors up here and extend it back. I'm not sure how much space I'm going to need, but we're going to make another box again. Yeah, just like so. And then I'm going to grab a floor hole real quick and slap it just right here in the middle. Yep, and then we're just going to bring up those 60 and then feed them into 2 constructors. Not constructors, I meant to say assemblers. So let me get these put into place. In fact, I may want to reconsider where I have my holes coming out of. But anyway, because we're going to have to feed this with screws and iron plates. But let's go ahead and set 2 down, I guess. I just put 1 here and then 1 over here. I'm going to give them plenty of space. Just like that. Yeah. Okay. So let me reevaluate. I'm going to take this one out. And I'm going to grab a floor hole. I think I'm just going to put it on this outside one like this. And then same with over here. Is that going to be fine, I wonder? It'll probably be fine, right? And then what I could do for these screws, then I think I'll put a 2-window one here for the screws. Is this going to be 160 going to each, right? So I could just like hook them up like this. Yeah. And then just to signify those are screws, I'm going to turn that thing blue. But then let's get a Mach 1 lift, turn it around like this. Same with this side, right? Boom. Get these hooked up. Okay, there we go. And then let's go to the bottom floor and get the plates kind of configured on that one. Don't break an ankle. I did, though. I did. This is not good placement. No, it's not at all. Look at this. But what I can do is get rid of this. Yeah, I could just place a merger right here. Get those connected. I'm going to need a secondary merger, actually. Yeah, like that. Now we can get these into here. This one into this one. So we got 20, 40, 60 being combined together like that. And then I'm just going to put a splitter right here. And then a Mach 1 conveyor here. And a Mach 1 conveyor here. I don't know why it's not blue, but that's fine enough. And then we would just... Ah, dude, why isn't it... That's fine. It's not going to be even, I guess. Yeah, there we go. And then let me just get this one connected. And then let's turn these into plates, right? So yeah, it's going to come out at 20, 20, and 20, turn into 60, split them into 30, 30. They're going to go up top. Okay, that's going to work. Yeah, that's going to work perfect. And then I just need to figure out how to get screws over here. So that'll be fine. But these are going to be making reinforced plates. Not a lot of reinforced plates, mind you. What, 10 per freaking minute? That's okay, though. And then we'll just get these reinforced plates merged. And then I'll probably just stick another thing right on top of this one. And then just kind of combine it right there. Probably pop it out of this hole right here, right? Which means we'll just stick a merger right here. Center it. It'll be fine. Connect them up. Okay, there we go. And then this is going to get connected to that. And then I'm going to connect this right on into here. Not like that though, no. Maybe it'll be better if I connect it up like this. I think I can lock the hologram light, right? How does that look? I mean, it's running pretty close to that miner, but I think that's going to be fine. So let me just build that there. I mean, is that looking good? No, that does not look good, dude. I do not like this actually at all. So I'm going to change my mind on this. Yeah, no, I don't like that whatsoever. Okay, hold on. I think I'm going to just connect it up like this. Yeah, that's going to work, dudes. Yeah, all right, fantastic. Okay, now I just got to worry about screws. So let me go ahead and start doing the screw thing. And then for the reinforced iron plates, I only need 120 screws. And if we look at the screw production, 10 rods per minute makes 40. So I'll need at least 3 screw machines to equal 120 screws. Well, I think for the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and produce what I need. So I'm going to set up 3 screw machines upstairs, probably use these last 2 machines for the screw production and just send them up. So let me get a thing built and then we'll start building on this. Okay, and then if I split it off like this is going to come up with 30 per minute for the rods, and then we could split it into 10, 10, and 10. So let's go ahead and set down our constructors next. I'm just going to line it up with this one with a little gap. There we go, there's all 3 of them. And we could just get them hooked up right away, honestly. And then this is going to push out 40, 80, 120 screws. Then all I got to do is get them over to this side somehow by making it look decent. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, honestly. And then how many reinforced plates do I have, by the way? I have 77 reinforced plates, so it might make sense to just run the entire bunch over there. But I do have 2 windows set up, so I wonder how I'm going to do this. Oh, I got an idea. Okay. So first things first is we're going to merge all of these together. So we're going to put that merger here. These are only running 40, so we just need Mach 1 belts right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab a splitter, stick it right here. But since these are all combined, I'm going to have to put a Mach 2 belt right here, which would be 120. But then I can switch it back to a Mach 1 and turn these back into 60 and 60. So before I do that, I'm going to grab another wall. I'm going to stick this wall right here. So then we'll split out 60 and 60 just like so. And now all I need to do is figure out how to get these 120 screws over to there without it looking too crazy, right? Yes. And I think to make this kind of easy, I'm just going to put a platform down and then run this platform over to that building. And then let's go ahead and run these lines really fast. Turn the other one into like this. And then we're going to throw on some wall mounts. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So let's grab some wall mounts here. It's going to be fine, bro. Can I see over there? Yeah, we can see where these screws are going to go in. So we basically need to get it from up here down there. So before we move it down, we're just going to bring it straight into like right here. And then same on this side. And then let's connect it really quick. Okay, I'm gonna have to delete this floor first. So let's delete this floor. And now we should be able to get these connected up. Let's see. Oh yeah, dude, look at that. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Beautiful. Oh, okay, hold on a second. Which means I need to set up walls on this side as well. So we're gonna just go ahead and wall this whole damn thing up. And then once I unlock better building materials, we can make it actually look a little bit better, but everything's just going to be kind of boxy for now, you know? It's just the way it has to be. And I think what I want to do is make those come down around the corner. So we're going to stick these other ones 2 in from the side like that. And then we should be able to just connect them like this. Oh yeah, dude, that looks actually pretty damn good. And then I think I'm going to do the same thing around that other corner, which means I'm going to put another wall mount right here. Connect that up like so. And I'm just going to fill these walls in like so. There we go. Okay. And then I just need them to line up with that. So one right here. Of course, the other one right there. Let's see if they connect up just fine. Boom. Yeah, they do. Look at that, bro. And then I think I could turn this right in. Can I? Yeah. Check it out. Okay. So we'll have 60 screws coming in on this side. Let me just duplicate this whole process on the other side. In fact, I don't even think I need to put the wall mounts down. I think I could just do this. Yeah. Check it out. Those 2 spaces in like so. And then we'll just do it again all the way up to these 2 spaces like that. And then we just connect this up to here like so. And then this one to this. There we go. Okay. Now I just got to get inside, and I didn't leave any, I didn't set up any staircases here, so that's a bit unfortunate. You know what? I'm gonna have to actually expand this whole thing out. I didn't realize my damn machines were sticking over the edge. Yeah, I didn't realize those machines stuck out, so let's go ahead and just make it. Ah, damn it. And now it's gonna be sticking through this stupid rock. No. But you know what, since I can't do that, I'm not going to worry about it quite yet. I'll wait until I get the building materials for that. Anyway, let me see if I could figure out where to put a stair in. I'm going to get rid of a lot of this, by the way. Honestly, I think I could probably just put some stairs in right here on this corner piece, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Just kidding, by the way, it won't work. Crap. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to fill out that a little bit, and then I should be able to put some steps right here and get it up to the building. Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna work. And then once I unlock doors, I'll just put a door right here. And then how's it look once we come up here? Oh yeah, dude, this is gonna look good, right? I think so. Okay, let me make sure we have everything selected. Okay, I need to hook up power and stuff as well. So let me get another wall up across the top here. There we go. Let me go ahead and set up my power poles. And then since we only have 2 machines in here, we could just hook this one up to this machine, and then of course this one up to that machine. And yeah, okay, this thing is ready to rock and roll. I just gotta hook up the power outside, and then we need to hook up all of the screws. So let's go hook up power on the screws real quick. There we go. And then these 2 can come up to this corner. There we go. Okay, let me make sure I got all the machines set. I should. I don't think I ever set the smelters, so we're gonna get these all set. There we go. I could just copy and paste them into place. Control C, Control V, paste them. There we go. And then, do we have power going to the drill yet? No, not yet. We're gonna wait to hook up the drill until we get everything else over here hooked up. So, actually, since that's gonna be the case, I'm actually gonna get rid of this power plug and put a double one in. Yeah, I'm just going to put a double one in there. Let me get these ones connected back up to the machines here real quick. In fact, what I can do is I could just turn this off for now, right? There we go. It's off, and then we can just get this connected up to here. Okay, there we go. Now all I got to do is actually just turn it on. Fantastic. But of course, before we do any of that, we got to get the outside plugs hooked up. So we're going to just attach those ones. All right. I got a hodgepodge of wires going on, but I think it's gonna be okay. We'll see about all that. We'll get it all cleaned up later. Anyway, let's go ahead and get our power hooked up for the screw factory real quick, which I don't have stairs going up there as well. Now that I have these belts in place, I'm thinking of completely deleting these. Unless we make this one big factory. I guess I could just turn this whole place into a large factory, couldn't I? I guess I could. I kind of want to keep things separated, but damn it, dudes. All right, hold on a second, you bastards. You know what? I'm going to redo my stairs, so I'm going to get rid of these ones and just redo them completely. There we go. We'll just run that out like that. Okay, I like that. Yeah, I like the way this is kind of set in. I'm probably just going to do the same thing with this one, if I'm honest. So yeah, let me just destroy this, and I'm going to just kind of redo all this whole damn thing. So this completely covers the floor, and it's also going to allow us to put the drill down. Yeah, I don't like that these things don't line up. Why is that, bro? That's really annoying, honestly. Can we, like, rotate it in smaller increments? No? Damn it. Okay, that's fair enough, I guess. Right into the machine. Okay, excellent. Okay, that's going to work. I do need to get power on it. It's going to be fine once I get rid of this, and then I'm going to get rid of this. This whole thing's going to be kind of like in a building, right? I'm just gonna get rid of all these power lines for now, because I'm gonna just close this entire thing in. Do people put miners indoors? I mean, I like the idea of it, but my execution isn't really coming out the way I want.
1 hour later.
Okay, so I've been messing around a bit. I think I got it all figured out here. Yeah, so I'm going to kind of make this a building. I haven't filled it in because I don't have lights yet and it's going to be really dark, so I just kind of put in the corners. But yeah, this one's all enclosed, and then I kind of enclosed this one. Let me kind of show you what I got going here. I got these outside plugs so they could run in, but everything inside of here is indeed plugged in. And then I got these steps, right, come up around the side, goes to the second floor, which this is all wired up as well. And this is making our second batch of pipes. Then I got this stairway that runs up here, and then this is turning into our screws. Now I have almost everything done. All I have to do is hook up this real quick. So let's get this kind of put into place. I might actually... No, crap, I don't like that this is all going to be running through here, so I might have to find a new spot or remove this wire at least. But I think if I just put an extra one on these walls like this should avoid the chute that I'm going to put into place. So let's get a Mach 1 lift. Yeah, bring it down just like that, and yeah, that's going to work. Look, no wires are touching it. Okay, awesome. Which of course means we need to put a merger here, get this connected up to this one to this one, which means, dude, is it running? I didn't know I had power hooked to this. Oh, I think it's just emptying it out because there was still stuff in there. Anyway, yeah, those are going to run up north. There we go. Okay, fantastic. And then, of course, I need to do something with this. This is going to go downstairs, by the way. These are excess rods. Actually, I could probably... Can I take them downstairs? Yeah, I totally could, I think. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Yeah, it's not clipping through any wires. Okay. And then all I need to do is merge it. And just like that. Okay, yeah, and this will be excess rods that come down, merge, and it'll get sent to the awesome sink. I think I'm ready to plug this whole thing in and see if the damn thing works or not. So, all I need to do is connect this pole. Well, first I'm going to connect it back there, but I'm going to connect this one to this one. There we go. And now that should power the entire damn thing, I think. From everything over here to over there. Doesn't look like it, though. I don't see any power running at all. Let me check and see if these things got power. Oh, they should, right? They're yellow. They just don't have anything coming in. I don't think I hooked this thing up yet. No, I didn't. Okay, let me hook up this power drill. This, whatever the hell you call it. Which, in fact, I think what I'm going to do is stick a Mach 2 outlet just right here. And then hook this up to this, right? And I can just hook this directly into that. Okay, there we go. Okay. So we got 120 belts right here. It should come over, and I'm missing a thing right here. Hold on a second. Boom, just like so. Okay, here we go. Here comes iron ore at 120. Is this thing running? No. Why? Not entirely sure, honestly. Look. Oh, I never turned it on. Yeah, let's turn this one on. There we go. I forgot I manually turned it off. All right. And what's going on over here, bro? Why is it getting stuck? I think we have to delete it and then rebuild it at a Mach 2. There we go. Look at it go now. Okay. And then it's going to split into 60 and 60. These ones are going to go into these smelters and turn them into whatever the hell this is. Rods. Yep, there it goes. These ones are heading upstairs. Let's go ahead and take a look. We may as well take a look at this factory as well. Okay, look, it's coming in at 120. Splits off into 60, 60. And then 30 and 30. 30 and 30. Just give it a second. Oh, you know what? I screwed up. I didn't turn these into Mach 2s. Hold on. There we go. Now it's a Mach 2 belt. There we go. Now it'll start coming in at 120 and splitting into 60, 60, and then 30 and 30. Yeah, there we go. Now we can see this thing is running at 100%. Okay. Crap, I never hooked these up as well. Let me get them hooked up. They're just going to be Mach 1s. There we go. They're going to come in, turn into 20 iron plates. Okay, and then we can see these plates are coming out at 20, 20, and 20. That makes 60. It runs over here, splits into 30 this way, 30 that way. Then if we come up top, we can see we got 30 plates coming in here, 30 plates coming in here. And then we also have 60 screws coming in this side and 60 screws coming in on that side. And now we are producing, well, 10 per minute of the reinforced plates. It's not a lot, but at least it's some. And then if we crouch down, this goes through the lift, pops out down here, and then goes into the storage container. And look, I already got 14 of them building up over here. Okay, and then let's look at the screw factory. I don't think I went upstairs yet. Make sure everything's working over here, right? Okay, and then if we come upstairs, we can see we have these iron bars coming in, and something's not working here. Hold on. What is it? No power. Damn it, bro. I didn't hook this one up. Let me just get that hooked up real quick. There we go. Now they're all hooked up. So we have this coming up at 30, splitting into 10, 10, and 10. Each one of these is producing 40, which we're combined in here. 40, 40, and 40 makes 120, which we have a 120 belt here, a Mach 2 belt. And then we're splitting it back into 60s again. So 60 coming out to the right, 60 coming out to the left. And then these are running all the way over to that building, wrapping around the building, and into the front at 60. Okay, dudes. That was quite the mission, bros. I don't know how long it took me, but it took me quite a while to get all this done. You know what? Let's go and check out the awesome sink, make sure that's working real quick. And in fact, what I'm also going to do is we're going to build a quick cable factory just to fill up this thing. Because I do go through quite a bit of cables, you know. Oh yeah, check it out. Hold on, I got to put this into place. So we're just going to get a Mach 1 lift, turn it around. There we go. Now we're just going to get it hooked up like that. There we go. And then this is just spitting out 15 iron rods that are going down the basement. It's not a basement, bro. We're going downstairs, and then it's just going to combine with these and then head over to the awesome sink. It's going to get a little bit backed up because this is already sitting at... Well, I guess I could upgrade these, honestly, to Mach 2. So let's do that. So Mach 2 belts. Yep, there we go. This corner. This one. We need to also do this one. There we go. And then let's grab this one. And then also here. And that should be good. And then all of this, okay, should get combined and head out at 120. Yeah, okay. Let's see how many tickets we got. Because, well, I just need to see what I have going on here. Okay, I got 2 more tickets. I'm not going to worry about that quite yet. Because there's quite a bit more building materials that I want. But anyway, before we get out here, let's just do a quick cable factory. We're just going to stick it right here, honestly. And to make a cable factory, all we need is a constructor. We're just going to stick this like just right on this side, honestly, like this. Which means we just need to stick a splitter here, just like this. Feed it out into the machine. Excuse you, what are you doing, bro? Hold on, I got this thing backwards. Flip it around. Yeah, it's going to be fine, just right there. And then hook it up. Boom. We're going to switch this recipe to cables. And it's just going to take 60 wire per minute and spit out 30 cables. I need to get it hooked up to power as well. So we're just going to steal off of this one for now until we can kind of get it into a building. And then I just need to basically run a new line all the way up to this one over here. All the way up to the point of that storage unit. And I'm going to make it look a little bit better. I'm going to get one of these wall pieces with the hole in it. I'm going to put one here as well as up here. Okay, that's just going to work for now. It looks a little ugly for now, but I'll figure that out later. And then, oh, hold on. This ain't connecting, right? Here they come. Okay, and then bam. Okay. A little bit silly looking, but here comes those cables. And then, yeah, they're just going to run up here. And now all I have to do is get these connected like that. And now I will have copper wire and cables going in through there. All right. And now let's see how well we're doing on our reinforced plates. Okay, I might have to put like a little stair system in, but we're up to 75 reinforced plates. Okay. And to get a little bit of a better view, we're just going to kind of look at it from here. So I think everything's working fantastic. We got copper wire, cables, rods, regular plates, reinforced plates, and concrete now. And everything should be running smoothly, at least it looks like it. Before we get out of here, let's check out our power consumption really quick and just see how we're doing. We're producing 450 megawatts, and our max capacity is at 250 megawatts. So excellent. It was a wise decision to get our battery factory, our power station put up over there. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, you guys. Yeah, this thing has gone on long enough. Hopefully I can edit it and stitch it together well enough. But I think it looks, well, kind of crazy looking, but I think it's going to work just fine. So anyway, that's going to be it for this one, you guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one later on.